Hello. All right. Okay, I'm going live now. Let's see. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And good morning. Selamat sejahtera. Hello, everyone from anywhere around the world. Okay. Let me see who is already joined in. Chua Kiman. Thank you, Kiman, for joining in. Asha Rosli here. Andy Berry. All right. First of all, sound check, because hopefully I can start this on time, maybe in 2 minutes or 3 minutes time, while waiting for others to come in and settle down. First of all, if you can hear me clearly, can you give a thumbs up or just say yes? I just want to make sure the audio is loud and clear. Well, not loud, but clear. Um, all right. Okay, first of all, thank you for joining in this morning. I hope the second session of my YouTube live will be better than the first one, more organized, hopefully. Okay, first of all, please introduce yourself, your name, and from which university you are from. Um, I expect there are many academic staff from US, from University of Science Malaysia to join this morning, but this is also open invitation to everyone. So hopefully maybe we can also get participants hopefully from outside Malaysia. Here I can see Anne, Rowena, David here. Okay, yeah. Okay, I will start in about 2 minutes time, if you don't mind waiting for a while waiting for others to come in. Once again, welcome to my YouTube live session this morning. And this morning I'm going to share with you this topic: online class, some ideas for interactive activity. Since there are many uh, many of us here, the academic staff, the lecturers, teachers as well, into conducting online class now, and this due to COVID-19. Now everyone try to try to go online and learn how to conduct online class as good as the face-to-face class. Well, as you know, it's not that easy. For those who are not familiar or who are not into online all this while, this is actually a good reason for us to uh, master the skill of conducting online class, and whatever skill that we have learned during this period, we can use later on to design a better online course for the future. So one aspect of online class that many of us probably are not are thinking about is about how to make the online class very interactive and very engaging. That's always a challenge, even in the face-to-face traditional face-to-face class, physical face-to-face. It's not that easy to get students to engage, because we know very well that the concentration span of um, the concentration span of our students are very short. All right, so I think we have quite a number of people from joining already. I can see people from UKM, Dr. Harawati Hashim, thank you for joining. Ali from UPM. Yeah, maybe I can just highlight. Here we have Dr. Harawati Hashim from UPM. Thank you for joining. Can you see your name? I put your profile picture and your name on the screen. Yeah. I have Abdul Reza here from USM. Welcome, Reza. Thank you, Dr. Reza, for joining in. Who else we have? We have from UNIMAP. We have Dr. Azremi from School of Computer and Communication Engineering from UNIMAP. I'm very happy to see we have a number of participants from different universities. All right, so let me start. Let me start off. Before I start the presentation, I would like to share with you. Before I start, I would like to share with you a few books which I find very useful. Personally, I find it very, very useful. So, you can see this book, How Learning Works, 7 Research-Based Principles for Smart Teaching by Suzanne Ambrose. This book, I find it very, very useful because it's written for non-educationists, people who doesn't have education background. It's written for people like me, food technologists, for engineers, for pharmacists, for medical doctors. And I'm proud to have a signed copy of the book, of this book, by the authors themselves. I have also the soft copy, the ebook version in the PDF file. I can understand that some people manage to download the PDF copy from internet. That's well, copyright infringement, I guess. But it is a highly recommended book because when we talk about learning, whether it's face-to-face, physical face-to-face learning in a classroom or online class, we need to understand first about learning. So we need to understand about adult learning theory. Yeah, Dr. Harawati, you agree that we need to understand about learning first, right, Dr. Harawati? Okay, so this book, highly recommended. Get the hard copy, get the soft copy, read it from cover to cover. Okay, that's the first book. The second book is this one, Thinking Through Quality Questioning. Why it is very important? Because this is actually, if we can master the skill of questioning, the Socratic questioning and all those things, we can actually deepen the student engagement. We don't have to use state-of-the-art technology. We don't have to use so many different fancy games and so on, which is, I mean, I'm not saying that game is not good, but we just need a simple skill, the skill of questioning. So I'm still learning myself, but those areas called learning inquiries, learning by questioning and so on. So this book is actually very well written. You can see the lighting is quite, it's written in a very interesting way, very easy to read, very, very nice to read as well. We have cartoons and so on. We have nice table. So this book, my friends, my colleagues, try to get this book, Thinking Through Quality Questioning, Deepening Student Engagement. I bought it from Kinokuniya, Malaysia, but of course through online, because especially now, don't go anywhere, stay put at home because of the COVID-19, but you can order this book online from Amazon, or I ordered this from Kinokuniya, Malaysia. Then the third book that I want to share with you is Flipping the College Classroom, Practical Advice from Faculty. This especially if we are doing blended learning. If we have our online session, online class, then we can also combine with our face-to-face class. And this year especially, we are going into blended learning by substitution. So we can substitute part of our face-to-face class with online class, just like this. So we can use a flipped classroom model more effectively, but we have to learn how not just using our own intuition, but read the book, because this book written by what's his name? Forgot this the author's name. But again, you can order. I ordered this from Amazon. It's not that expensive. About well, I think about 100 ringgit, Malaysian ringgit, about $30. No, I think cheaper than that. Okay, that's 3 books. For those who just came in, Flipping the College Classroom, Thinking Through Quality Questioning, and How Learning Works. Oops. Okay. Now, let me just check very quickly. Once again, the audio is, I hope the audio is clear. All right. Now, this is our topic today, online class. I'm going to share some of my ideas about how we can make our online class more interactive. Because of this session supposed to be a very interactive session, I would like to get your cooperation to participate in the activities. Is that okay? Yeah, is that okay? Okay. I hope you can be a good students, good participants. All right. Why are we very concerned about making our online course interactive? It's not only for online course, it's also for face-to-face class. But it's even more critical for online course to create that interactive activity so that our students will be engaged throughout the session. Today our session probably about 45 minutes to 1 hour. So I don't know whether I can engage you through these activities throughout the session here. But I'm trying to illustrate some of the interactive activities that we can use. Now, so there are basically 2 outcomes, a very specific outcome. The first one is the meaning of interactive learning activity itself. What is the meaning of interactive? I will come to that. And second part, I'm going to share some ideas. And feel free, because you are all also expert. I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my kind of ideas. I'm by no means expert. I always tell people I'm a professor of food technology. Oh, by the way, I have not introduced myself properly. Yes. I have asked you to introduce, but I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Abd Karim Alias. I'm actually a professor of food technology. So I'm not, as you see, from education background. So I'm just sharing my practice, my ideas. Not an expert in this area. Okay. All right. Oops. Now back to our topic just now. So why is it important to learn about how to create interactive activities? Because the interaction is having the students actually to participate, and then the aim is to actually to engage them in the learning process. I'm not going to go deeper into the meaning of engagement or student engagement here. That will be a separate session maybe tomorrow. So it's all about the broad theme. The broad theme is about engaging adult learners, engaging our students in the classroom. That's the reason why we have to create interactive activities. So first, as I said, because it's supposed to be an interactive session, can I tap your brain, or can I get you to now interact with me? Very simple. We don't need a very state-of-the-art way of getting the students to interact with us. My first question is, and I hope you can reply, just as simple as replying on the chat there. What does interactive means to you? Okay, let's take 1 minute of this. Please be a good student, a good participant. Can you give some ideas very briefly, not more than 140 characters? What does interactive means to you in the context of in the context of getting the students to interact? Okay, so let's wait for let's take 1 minute and let's see if you can give your ideas of what is interactive. All right. Dr. Nawal said two-way communication. All right, two-way communication. Khairia, two-way. Okay. Khairia said two-way. Okay. Alif dan Rino, two. Nurida Sabtu, multi-way communication. Multi-way communication. All right. Okay. We have the alumni response or feedback. So is that interactive when the students give a response or feedback to our questions or to our prompt? Okay, let's see. What about, we have Nur Farhan here. Nur Farhan, interactive two-way communication between lecturer and student. Okay, that's a common keyword there. Two-way communication. Livia, what does interactive? Livia Ong says, what does interactive mean to me? Sharing ideas and opinions about certain topic with each other. Reza said mutually or reciprocally active. Hasilnya said sending and Faiz said instant feedback. Okay, all right. Let me pick another one here. Gita Subrahmanyam, active engagement between instructor and student. Nice. Okay, can you see? Do you notice? And Rowena here and said active engagement. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for your feedback. I really appreciate your active participation here. Well, as you can see, we are already interacting here just by simply asking you question to prompt to invoke thinking. So this is one way of what, in terms of the engagement, what we call cognitive engagement here, which means that I'm getting the students to put their thinking hat and start to think about the questions in a very critical manner to give a response to questions. So in this case, I'm just asking the students, in this case you as a participant, just to put the response here in the chat on YouTube, right? But you don't see, perhaps you don't see all the response easily because the chat keep moving very fast. But of course, after the session, you can look at the recorded video and you can go through the conversation here and the response for these questions. Okay, I want to show you something here. I can ask the same question here, but in different way. I'm sure many of you already know about application called Multimeter. I'm sure Dr. Harawati here and others, Kiman here, Please don't say, oh no, not Mentimeter again. Well, Mentimeter is such a powerful application. I discovered this in the early days of Mentimeter, while many people still have not discovered. So I just want to show very quickly, I will switch to the browser. How do I set up the session in Mentimeter, especially for those who are not very familiar with Mentimeter. So I'm going to switch to my browser. And I'm going to go to Mentimeter. Okay, this is a Mentimeter website. For those new to Mentimeter, maybe you want to explore this application later. Okay, it's still loading. It's a bit slow. Okay, so basically you can see Mentimeter is an application to create interactive presentation, workshop, and meetings. And we can use this tool in the face-to-face class in the classroom, or we can use it online. Very well, and I will show you how I embed the Mentimeter activities in the learning platform, in your e-learning platform, in your website, on Google site, and so on. I'm going to show my Google site and how I embed the Mentimeter activities. So I want to show you how I quickly set up this Mentimeter, and I'm going to ask the same question just now, but this time I want to ask you to respond in Mentimeter. Okay, so I want to create new presentation. Please bear with me. It seems a bit slow. Okay, this one, let's say about interactivity. It's very fast, very quick one. Create presentation. Okay. Oh, usually the internet is not this slow. I'm using Unify, should be quite fast, but I don't know, maybe everyone is doing online teaching, online class, so seems to be quite slow. Okay, now I want to ask an open-ended question here, so I click open-ended. Okay, the question is, what does interactive means to you? The same question just now, but this time I want you to give your response in one place. Okay, so all you need to do, again, if you don't mind participating, go to that link shown on the screen now, mentimeter.com, www.menti.com, and put the code, and then put your short answer. Please be very short, and maybe you want to put your name at the end, dash your name, or put your name at the beginning and your response. Okay, so that I know who's who giving the presentation. Okay, let's give about 1 or 2 minutes on this, shall we? So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to illustrate how to get students to interact. In this case, the teacher is asking a simple questions, and of course the question should be relevant to the learning outcome that we want to achieve for that particular class. Okay, so the first one, I ask a question and I ask you to respond in the chat box. The second one, I set up Mentimeter, set up the same question, but this time we can see on the screen already the students now post their response, but everything will go into one place. And can you see we are using this interactive activity using Multimeter application. This same activity we can do in the classroom. The same activity we can get the students to do before they come to the classroom for flipped classroom approach. And we can also do this after the classroom. And now we are doing the same activity here in an online course, in the online session like what we are having now. So do you think this is a very powerful way of getting the students to have a two-way communication? Well, at least I think so. But this is not the only thing. There are many more. And by using Mentimeter alone, you don't have to learn many applications because it can be overwhelming for the newcomers to online teaching, online learning. Just learn one or two, or the most maybe 3 applications to start with. Then after that, you can increase the application that you can use to add more and more interactive, interesting learning activities. Okay, let's wait another minute. Oh, the screen is black. Someone, Mr. Will, you don't see the screen? The screen is black. Do you have any problem over there? Alexander, Prof. Alexander, Prof. Alex again. Everyone else, everyone has any problem with the screen? Because someone said that their screen, his or her screen is black. I hope not. Okay, I can see Dr. Kai is also here. Okay, what we are doing now, for those who just joined in, Mr. Will, you can hear my voice but no image. What about others? Others seems to have no problem. Mr. Will, I'm not sure, maybe it's your internet connection. Maybe you try to refresh the YouTube session, maybe, yeah? Yeah, others seem to be okay. Yeah, okay, yep. Okay, now, I'm not going to discuss detail of this, but overall, you can see the response here. Actively sharing opinion and ideas about certain topic with each other. Responses, feedback from 2 parties, a student, lecturer, student staff, and so on. Well, okay, Nadine, thank you very much for joining. Prof. Lee Chow Yang from University of California, University of California, Riverside is also joining. Thank you very much, Chow Yang. Okay, now let me move on. When we talk about interactive activities, what does interactive means? Whether it's online class or online, face-to-face class. To me, there are 3 things or 3 aspects of interactivity. One is the teacher or the lecturer, whatever you want to call it, teacher and the students interaction. That's one. Teacher and student interaction. The second one is between the students among their peers. So we can actually design activities to get the students and the students among them to collaborate, to interact on certain activity. But we have to design the activities for them in order for them to allow them to have that kind of interaction. So that's the second one. The third one is what? We have the student-teacher, students interaction. Who can guess what is the third type of interaction? So time to put your thinking hat. What do you think is the third type of interaction or interactive activity that we design for? Okay. The third type of interaction is between the students and the content, or between the participants and the content itself. can we design some form of activities that get the students to engage with the content, to interact with the content. So there you are. The first type of interaction is student-teacher, teacher and student. Second one is student-student interaction. And the third one is student-content interaction. All right. Now, to illustrate this point, I'm going to show this. I'm going to use one module. Okay, this is the module that I'm going to use today. Let me go. Okay. I'm going to give you this module, and I hope you can view this module on your screen also. This module is called Experiencing Education in the era of Industry 4.0. Before we go into the interaction or in the interactive part, imagine this is the same course. This is the course that you are teaching. It can be on any learning platform. It can be on your e-learning platform or your learning management system. We are using Moodle, open source Moodle in USM. You probably use Canvas, or some of you probably use Blackboard. Doesn't matter, regardless of the platform, where you can design each lesson just like what you are seeing on the screen now. In this case, I'm using Google Site. I love Google Site. I have a lot of my modules, training modules, also classroom lesson on my Google Site. And sometimes, if you have your lesson on Google Site, you can also embed the same lesson on your learning platform, on your Moodle platform or whatever platform that you are using. Or you can use the module on Google Site independently as a separate module. Okay, what you can see here in this module, so the first page, the home page, is basically just an introduction and the content. But when I go to let's say activity 1 here, or activity 2 here, okay, it's a bit slow. When we do live streaming, one of the challenges is actually sometimes the screen is not very responsive. So that's a challenge that I'm having now. I hope you can bear with me. The response time is a bit slow, lagging slightly. Okay, now you can see here, I want to illustrate the first, how do we incorporate the interactive learning activities in our module. For example, here in activity 2 in this module, I set up a debate. So you might be wondering, how do you carry out a debate online? Is there any way, easy way to do debate on online course? Yes, I'm going to show you using Multimeter again. How do we actually set up debate online? Well, debate is one of the activities that we can actually get the students to really apply. Go to the high level of Bloom taxonomy. The higher order thinking in Bloom taxonomy. So debate, you can have develop the skill for the students to communicate there, develop the skill for them to think, to argue, to exchange their opinion, and so on. It's good if your course, the nature of your course is suitable for debate. So this is one example of how I design it in my Google site here, in the module here. So for example, I give them this statement here, Malaysia's education fit for digital Malaysia education is system not fit for digital economy, say Munir Majid. So first, I estimate the time for this activity is about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Then I ask the student to read the full article here, and then there are additional reading there. So you provide all these resources or material. Okay, now what's the instruction? The instruction is, let's debate on the statement for and against in your group. So I get the students to form a group. If they are my students, of course, this can I have formed the group before they join the session. So I want them to discuss the statement by considering available facts and data. Prepare at least 3 points to support your position. Agree or disagree. So whether they agree or disagree, each group must share 3 points, whether they agree or disagree. So that's the instruction. Imagine this scenario. So I have probably 10 groups in the class. So maybe 5 groups will take the agree standpoint. Another 5 groups maybe disagree. So I ask them to start now. Then let's pretend we will spend the time to read the full article here, and maybe some additional reading here. So after that, they will share their points, the 3 points, whether they agree. Those groups that agree will share their point here, and those groups that disagree will share their point down here. Okay, so we have one space for disagree and another space for the group that agree with the statement to share their opinion here. That's one. So to illustrate this, just pretend some of you probably will take the agree statement, and some of you take the disagree statement, and then post your response here. So what is the statement? The statement is, Malaysia's education system not fit for digital economy. Do you agree or not? If you agree, please post your response here. So go to menti.com, and that's the code. Maybe you want to write down if you have a pen. The code is for agree 45 86 46. Okay, let's pretend that you agree with the statement. Can you post why? One reason, just one reason, not 3, because we don't have much time. One reason why you agree with the statement saying that our Malaysia's education is not fit for digital economy. Our Malaysia education system is not fit for digital economy. So please imagine that you are in the group that agree with the statement. So please share one brief point to support this statement. Then after that, we will do the exercise and pretend that you disagree with the statement. Can you do that? You can see Dr. Sarina here, Dr. Hafiza still there. Dr. Hamimi, oh, my brother, how are you? Okay. Yeah, Amrit, Ko, Prof. Alex still there. Okay, so let's do this exercise because this is supposed to be highly interactive session. Imagine we are doing a debate here, and first imagine you are in the group that agree with the statement. What is the statement again? I repeat, the statement is by Tan Sri Munir here. Malaysia's education system is not fit for digital economy. So we have 2 groups. Yeah, imagine we have 2 groups that they are debating this statement. So the group that agree with the statement now, we will get them to discuss this about the article in 10 minutes. Then now they are ready to share. So imagine now they are sharing the reason why they agree. So we imagine the group. maybe 5 groups that agree on the statement, posting the response here. Okay, how do you post? Go to menti.com and put the code 4586 46. All right, now at the same time we have another group. Yeah, just imagine we have another group that disagree with the statement because this is debate, right? So for those who disagree with the statement that Malaysia's education system is not fit for um, for digital economy, go to menti.com and put the code 961144. Okay, I have to run, excuse myself for a while. I need to get the cable, the power cable for my computer. Oh, I forgot to plug the cable. Okay, sorry about that. Luckily, I noticed the power is running out, the battery. All right. Yeah, that's for those who agree with the statement. Now let's pretend we have another group that disagree with the statement. So can we repeat the same exercise again? But this time, pretend that you disagree with the statement saying that Malaysia's economy does not fit. Is not fit for digital economy. No, I disagree to all. That's a very convenient statement, but the reason why you disagree. Yeah, okay, right. Well, I still, if you want to respond, carry on. Okay, what I'm trying to illustrate here, just by using a tool, a free tool, a free application, Multimeter in this case, we can be very creative in how we design the learning activities online. In this case, debate. Debate is a good example of engaging the students cognitively. This is actually a higher order kind of in the Bloom taxonomy, right? Right. So that's one example. I think that's probably enough to show you how we can use Mentimeter here as one of the application to create learning activities. And this is an example of activities that engage students cognitively at the higher level in the Bloom taxonomy, the higher order thinking, or the HOTS, so-called. All right, before I move on, quickly, if you can put in the chat box, what do you think of this kind of activity using Mentimeter in this case? Do you think is really engage students to, and what kind of skill that they can develop here? Anyway, thank you so much for those who have responded in there. Some of you actually give a very good response here. Take your time to really give a good response. Thank you for your support. All right, let me show you another example. Okay, in this module, you can see I designed this module by activities. You can see on the left hand side the menu here. I have activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, and so on. And I may not able to run or do all the activities in 1 hour online class session. So maybe just 1 or 2. But remember, if I can go back to my slide, in the session previously, yeah, this one, oops. In the previous session, I have actually go back to my PowerPoint, sorry. Okay, if you remember, in the previous session, I talked about how do we structure our online class. So my suggestion is to divide into 5 segments. And in the first segment and the third segment is actually about activities, having activities with the students so that we can break the monotonous kind of lecture. We can have 2 segments, the segment 2 in the slide here, and segment 4 where we can give a normal kind of lecture using our PowerPoint and so on. So what I was illustrating just now, using Multimeter, we can create activities such as debate. So based on the example that we have done just now, debate is a kind of activity that will take some time. So this in segment 3 in the slide here, that's where you can actually spend time to let the students to prepare, to read, and then to discuss, and then to share their points using Mentimeter. There are a lot of things happening. You get them to discuss, to read the article. You get them to think about the article. Then you get them to discuss within their own group. Those who agree, they have to find the points why they agree. Those who disagree, they have to find the points why they disagree. And then they will share. And Mentimeter just a platform, just a medium, just an application that we can use to allow them to share their view. So let me go through a few more slides here. So one of the challenges for lecturers, for educators, for teachers, is to actually get the students to engage during the entire session of the learning session, whether it's the physical classroom, face-to-face, or in the online class, and even more challenging in the online class. So the question is always, how do I get the students, how to get them to be excited? How do we get them to be interesting? How do you conduct the session to be more interesting, more engaging, more fun? But the bottom line at the end of the day, you cannot just have fun, you cannot just have interaction without any purpose. So the purpose of having interactive activities at the end of the day is to create a meaningful, impactful, effective learning. So that's the bottom line. It's not just simply having fun. And another question that always comes to our mind as a learning designer, when we want to design the learning activities, we need to ask this question: how do we integrate into the whole course, into the curriculum as a whole, so that we can integrate these 3 elements, which is CAP, the elements of cognitive, the elements of affective, the elements of psychomotor. Because when we talk about engagement or engaging the students by creating all these learning activities, engagement is actually a very broad topic, but basically there are 3 categories of student engagement. One is called behavioral engagement, affective engagement, and cognitive engagement. Most of the time, we focus on cognitive engagement. So as you can see, the activities that we have done just now basically get the students to put their thinking hat, to think, to apply their critical thinking, to invoke their reasoning and analytical thinking, and so on. That's the cognitive part. And we are very familiar with the Bloom taxonomy, the cognitive Bloom. We have the different level, C1, C2, and so on and so forth. But the second one, which the tendency we always neglect that part is the affective engagement, also called the emotional part of the engagement. And another one is called behavioral engagement. When we design any learning activities, I think it's very important to keep in mind that we need to cover all these three types of engagement. Behavioral engagement is about how they respond to the activities. The effort they put in, the amount of effort that they put in, the quantity, mainly is about quantity. Some students put a lot of effort, but do they learn effectively? Do they really get, the core concept, the principles, the core, the understanding of the whole thing? Sometimes they seems to work hard to put a lot of effort, but they are not really performing well when it comes to the assessment. So something that is not, there's a gap there. The gap is probably the cognitive part, cognitive engagement. So when we engage them in real deep thinking. So remember the book just now, thinking, thinking through quality questioning here. How do we get them to engage cognitively so that they can apply, whatever that they have understood from the lesson to solve a problem, for example. That's then another one is effective management, the emotional part, the emotion part, the psychology. That's why we need to learn more. I need to learn more actually on this education technology area. So there are these three elements: behavioral engagement, effective engagement, and cognitive engagement. So when we design the learning activities, we have to keep in mind, and this slide is very important. This is actually the main thing when we design any learning activities. What are the essential aspects? And we are talking about online class here, but the same principles can be applied to for physical face-to-face. So this is what I call it engage, interact, action. Engage means we design the appropriate learning activities that would engage students. Engage what? Engage them at various levels of cognitive domain of Bloom taxonomy. If you remember the previous slide, we are talking here about, we are addressing here about the cognitive domain in Bloom taxonomy. So this is cognitive engagement. The second one is design. So this is actually where we need, interact. So this is where the core, the main thing that interactivity will take place. The level of interaction and the effectiveness of the interaction. So for this to happen, we need to design appropriate learning activities that would encourage students to interact with their peers, but not only to interact with their peers actually, but also to interact, remember, three types of interaction: interact with the teacher, interact with the peers, as well as interacting with the content. These three types of interaction, if we can put them together, that will be fantastic. And the third one is action. Action. So here we design appropriate learning activities that would allow the students to do, because learning is something done by the student, not something done by the teacher, by the lecturer. Remember, learning is something done by the student. Students do the learning. Then that will get them deeper understanding and so on. And they have to create tangible output. So I'm sure when you see the word create here, that's basically again the cognitive domain, the highest level in the Bloom taxonomy. So for example, just now I illustrate using Multimeter, using debate as an example. What do you think? Debate, when we use this the activity just now, do you think all these three elements are being addressed? Where is the cognitive level? in terms of the engagement. Where is the interaction? Do they interact? Yes, they interact with their members of the group because they have to discuss the points before they put on Mentimeter, the points. They have to do. They have to do the reading. They have to do the discussion. They have to create some form of tangible output here, basically the points that they are sharing. So this is one example of not easy actually to design this kind of learning activities, but if we can do this, as you can see, we take the role of learning designer. Yes, we have to really design this. We have to put a lot of time actually. So this doesn't happen easily, doesn't happen overnight. As people say, Rome was not built overnight. Rome was not built in a day. Designing the learning activities, the meaningful, impactful learning, interactive learning activities also will take time. That's why you need some help here. You might be thinking, okay, what are the different activities I can use to create interactive online activities or even interactive activity, learning activity in the classroom face-to-face? Well, I'm going to share with you one book. It's a free book written by a very famous, prominent professor from US, Curtis Bong. Does it ring a bell to you? Curtis Bong? Nice name, yeah? Curtis Bong is a professor. And I'm going to show and share with you the book now. And it's free. He actually gave out this book free. So do you want to know what is the book? Prof. Rosna is here. Thank you so much, Prof. I'm really humbled that an expert in student engagement is here. I'm still learning, Prof. I'm not an expert. You are the expert. I'm just sharing my ideas here. I'm by no means expert. I have to give this statement here because I'm so humbled to see Prof. Rosna here, from Rosna Hashim from UUM. Okay, guys, do you want to see the book? You want to get the book, How to Design the Various Learning Activities? If yes, please say yes. If you don't say yes, I'm not going to share the book now. Yeah. Yeah, yes, I only see one yes here, so until I see 10 yes, then only I'm going to share the book. Or does anyone know what is the book that I was saying just now? Curtis Bong, yeah, Prof. Lee Chao Yang. You know Curtis Bong, huh? Curtis Bong is a big name in Indiana University. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, Prof. Rosna. Prof. Rosna, I'm going to take you. Uh, I'm going to show you on the screen, Prof. Rosna. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now let me share. Um, let me share the book. This book is where is it? Okay. You can see on the screen, right? The name of the book is Adding Some Tech Variety. So all you need to do is Google the name Curtis Bong. The name Curtis Bong, you can see on the screen here. Curtis J. Bong. The title of the book is Adding Some Tech Variety. And the authors generously give this book free, the PDF version. And you know what is available in this book? TEC variety actually stand for T stand for tone or climate, E stand for encouragement, C stand for curiosity. Then we have variety. This is actually acronym. Variety stand for novelty, V stand for variety, A stand for autonomy, R stand for relevance, I stand for interactivity. Yeah, that's what you want, interactivity. E stand for engagement, T for tension, Y for yielding. In this book, Professor Curtis Bong actually shares 100 plus learning activities for motivating and retaining learners online. So, what am I doing here? I'm not an expert. Professor Curtis Bong is the real expert here. But I'm doing this online session to you just to share some ideas, not teach you because I'm not the expert. But I'm sharing with you here the resources, valuable resources, 100 plus online interactive learning activities that you can design into your course. I've read this book. I have seen this book. I've read maybe not the whole book yet, but it's just amazing. You can just pick and choose any activity that suitable for your context and put it in your course, in online course. So from these 100 plus online activities, you can take one or two and try it out in your next class. Don't try too many because you get maybe you get confused, you get overwhelmed. The students maybe get overwhelmed. So why not you download this book, study the book, try it out one by one in every class. So this is my gift to you this morning. Additionally, below the video, the video that you are watching now, I have given you some additional resources. So please feel free to explore those resources. Among other things, I'm giving you my online course here, of course free, because this is actually a very comprehensive course. If you are new into shifting from face-to-face class into online course, I have designed this module, a very comprehensive module, free of charge, of course, unless if you want to pay me, feel free. Just joking. But this is actually a very comprehensive course that available to you. The link can be found below the video. Okay, so this is one of my kind of gift to you for attending the session today. And I'm going to give you also below the video the link to this module. Okay, the link to this module. The whole module here, so that you can see how do I integrate learning activities using application like Multimeter and other application into the module, into the course. So if you go through this module, this module should give you some ideas of how do you integrate, because the integration need to be done in a very seamless way, so you have your slide PowerPoint, then you go into your activity, then switch back to your slide presentation, then switch to the activity again in a way that is very seamless. Okay, but mind you, it can be very challenging for if you are new into it. Only after 4 or 5 times you can get more comfortable. Even now, I'm doing the second session of YouTube Live. I'm still a bit struggling, because the struggling is real, because one is to get familiar with the system. Another one, actually, the challenge of internet connectivity, the speed, and so on. The screen lagging, like what I'm having now, it's not very smooth because the lagging. Sometimes I don't see my cursor. Things like this actually are part and parcel of the challenges that we face when we conduct online course. Okay. Now, it's already 1 hour. If we have time, I want to take a few more minutes. But this actually I want to show you another activity here using Google Doc. Okay, using Google Doc. Let me get to the module. Activity 3 here. In activity 3, okay, this module is about fourth industrial revolution. So in activity 3 here, you see on the screen, I give a statement about fourth industrial revolution, what is it. Then the slide here, you can see the slide on the screen. This is actually my PowerPoint slide. I capture as an image. Then I insert in my Google site. It's nothing fancy, just an image based on my PowerPoint slide. So here, I pose a question. Of course, I can pose a question in the form of simple text, but I just want to make it interesting, so I put it in the form of picture here. So the question is, the rise of artificial intelligence, AI, is it a threat or is it opportunity? So the way I want the students to interact, so this again the learning activity, interactive learning activities, right, is by using Google Doc in this case. So how do I do it? So I say here, okay, for this activity, you will take 10 minutes. So again, this one is actually an individual activity. Just now the debate is a group activity, but this one is individual activity. So you can have both collaborative group, individual individual activity, and give a time. You can set a timer. Okay, let's for this activity, I'm going to give you 10 minutes. Then you can set a timer. I'm going to show you how to set a timer in a very simple way. Then what they need to do, they have to give their thought about whether artificial intelligence is a threat or opportunity. Then they will post their discussion here. So I give them the link to the Google Doc. Okay, so let's go to the Google Doc. So when they click, it will take them to the Google Doc. So this is the Google Doc. So maybe we can do a quick exercise here. Maybe the last exercise in this, the last interaction in this session. I have a lot more. Maybe I need to continue this session because there are a lot more way how we can get students to interact. Okay, let me give you the link to this Google Doc. I forgot to prepare the link. Okay, let me copy the link, share. You see the lagging here. I click, then it doesn't respond very fast. So this again the challenge of online session. I don't think it's about internet, but it's just a system. Okay, can edit, copy link. Okay, I'm going to give you the link, copy link. Copy link, is it copied or not? Yeah. Okay, link copied, okay, done. Okay. I'm going to give you a short link. Please bear with me. I forgot to prepare the link just now. Please bear with me. I'm going to give you the link because I want to really illustrate how we can use Google Doc as an interactive activity. Some of you probably have done this, so it's not a new thing, but some of you probably have not tried this, so I want you to see here. Wow, the internet is really, I don't know, the internet or what. Please bear with me again. Okay, I just want to create a short link that I want to share with you. Yeah, here. Okay, create. come on. Okay, that's a short link. I don't know whether you can see, or maybe I can copy and put on my PowerPoint. Um, let me Actually, if the system respond very fast, it's not that difficult, but the system responded very slow. It could be due to the internet speed. It could be um, okay. I'm going to give you the link here. If you can go to your, yep, that's the link. Let me share my screen, my PowerPoint. I'm going to. Okay, that's the link. HTTP colon double slash bit.ly. Yeah, I can put in the comment section as well. 33YBF9S. So let me paste this link also in the chat. Maybe you can click straight away. Yeah. Thank you for suggesting that. Can you see the link? Yeah. I don't know whether you can click the link straight away, but the link is also on the slide shown on the screen. So when you go to this link, when you go to the page, you'll find a column. So you just have to show to choose any row. Don't fight for the space. Just go to any row, put your name, and then put your response there. Can you do that now? So what I'm showing now is using Google Doc as an interactive activity online. Okay, you all get the link. So I'm showing the link still on the screen, but on the Google Doc, that should take you to the Google Doc, and you will see a table there. Choose your row, choose the row, any row, and put your response, your name, and your response there. I will switch to Google Doc shortly. Okay. Okay, there's the link on the screen. All right. Yeah. All right. The feedback looks good. Okay, now let me switch to the Google Doc now. Switch to the Google Doc, and let's see what we have so far. Okay, you should be able to see this Google Doc on your screen if you have got the link correct. Now, what you see here, is the Google Doc. The question is artificial intelligence threat or opportunity. This is individual activity using Google Doc. Okay, you can see, yeah, okay. Someone is typing. Oh, reload. I'm having issue with the internet here. Okay, the Google Doc is refreshing. At the same time, if you have if you can respond to this activity. It would be nice to see how the students actually responding to the Google collaborative. Yeah, you can see on the screen. It's good. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's coming out nicely. Well, you don't put your name. Don't be shy. Can see Dr. Sarina here. Yeah, you might want to put your name here. Don't be shy. Okay. I don't know whether I have enough space here for everyone to respond. Welcome, Dr. Dr. Dian. Thank you for joining, Dr. Dian, Dr. Rahmatullah here, Dr. Zai, Khairia, Harwati, Abbas also here. Thank you so much. I'm looking at the participant list here. Zamir, Dr. Zamir is here also. Alhamdulillah, many of you are able to join here. So, guys, I just pause at this point. I just want to explain for those who just joined in. What we are doing now, illustrating interactive learning activities here using Google Doc, as simple as Google Doc. And Google Doc is free, as you know. And again, I say this many times, you don't need to learn so many different applications. Today, we just look at Multimeter this morning. We look at Google Doc now, and there are more, of course, but I don't have time to go to cover more. I'm going probably I'll be doing more of this interactive learning kind of topic, so that I can cover more application and more different creative ways of doing or integrating interactive learning in our online course. So to get the idea, I'm giving you this module. You can have a look on this module. The link is down below the video, so you can see how I integrate different kind of learning activities using only Mentimeter, Google Doc, maybe Socrative, and so on. Okay, finally, last, if you can still stay, in the previous session, I've shown how to use Socrative. Socrative, I love Socrative very much. That's why I must show this again in this session. Yes. Yep. So, shall we try Socrative? All right. This is the last activity that I'm going to show you. So, everyone, if you don't mind, can you all go to Socrative.com? You can see the website here, Socrative.com. It will be a different quiz, don't worry. Not copyright again. I mean, no, not the same quiz on copyright. The topic today is about interactive learning activities. So the quiz would be about adult learning theories. We have many experts here about adult learning. So let's see whether you can answer the questions correctly. So all you need to do is go to Socrative.com, then click login, then click student login, because you are a student today. I'm a teacher. So click student login, then it will ask for your it will ask for room name. Room name is IMK209. IMK209. That's the room name. I put in the chat box in case IMK209. Okay. Then click join. Everyone on the same page? Everyone following? Dr. Gan from UMP. Is this Gan from UMP? Dr. Noraida, let me just quickly go through the list of names here. Yeah, quite a number of people joining this session. I don't know how many altogether. Yeah, so put the room name, then click join, and oops, then it will ask for your name. Don't be shy to put your real name because there is a gift for the winner. Maybe a chocolate bar or something. So put your name, for example, like that. Then click done. Then when you click done, you will see there are 5 questions. Okay, so go ahead and answer the questions. 5 questions. I'll give you 2 minutes because it's so easy. And we will see the results shortly. Okay, we will see the results shortly. So this is another example of interactive learning activities using Socrative. Which is free, of course. Everything that I cover this morning is free. We have Dr. Rashidi from UITM, is it? Dr. Rashidi, Muhammad Rashidi. Is this Muhammad Rashidi from UITM? Dr. Amirul Abdullah. All right. Okay, are you doing your quiz now? Dr. Zurina, welcome. You just in? So we are doing a quiz. Dr. Teo, thank you very much for joining in again. I hope this time is better, Dr. Teo. At least I can smile more. Last time I was very tired actually, but this morning, that's why I do this in the morning because I get the energy is still at a very high level. The battery is still high. Okay, now let's switch to the. So you are looking the quiz from the student side. This is how it looks like. Okay, from your side. So from my side, the teacher side, this is how it looks like. Okay, now, whoa, yeah, I can see it's coming. Lovely. Everyone is responding. Everyone is doing their part. You are all very good students. You are all very good participants. This would encourage me, motivate me to do more. Thank you. Even Prof. Lee Chow Yang also is participating. Thank you, Prof. Lee. Far away from California. You are still here. Okay, we are going to end in like 5 minutes, probably. I just wrap up with this activity. Prof. Lee, have you used Socrative before, Prof. Lee? Let's see whether Prof. Lee Chow Yang has used Socrative before. Yeah, Dr. Teo, the quiz time is always challenging. Can you all see Prof. Lee Chow Yang on the screen now? Just pull him on the screen. This handsome young guy. Well, he's not that young, but handsome, yes. Probably now is with the University of California, Riverside. He was formerly a professor in USM, my good friend, a very highly respected professor, entomology. Yeah. So Chow Yang, you can see your face on the screen. Okay. And here we have also Dr. Teo. Dr. Teo, your face on the screen. Yeah, from IPPT. Okay, guys, thank you for your participation. I just want to say something about Socrative here. What you see here, this is the third interactive activities that I cover today. Basically, what you see on screen here, this is actually the real-time response from the student, and everyone can see. You can see the response from everyone here on the screen, and then the best part is I can see also, if you like, I can put a score here. I can change the progress to score. Okay, in terms of progress, I can see Dr. Abbas still not completing, and there are some still on 20% and so on, but I can also change to score. Okay, change to score, then can see the score of the student. But the best part of Socrates, which I like very much, is the fact that the fact that you can see the overall performance of the student. You can use this interactive activity at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. So at the end, maybe you can use it as, to simple assessment to see whether the students have really understood everything, and whether the learning outcome has been achieved, and where are still the problem areas. The more red you see, red is actually represent the wrong answers. So the more red color you see, meaning that there's still areas for, that you need to put attention to. So is this actually a way for you to reflect on the whole session, the way for you to assess the performance of the students in the whole session, if we do this at the end. But if we do this in the middle, we can use it just as part of the learning activities, interactive learning activities, or we can do at the beginning as a way to check for what they have learned from the previous lecture, from the previous session, or to check their prior knowledge, whether they have some basic knowledge, what's the baseline knowledge that they have when they get into the course, when they get into the scroll bawah sikit. Okay, I will scroll bawah sikit. All right. Wow, that's very, very good. Wow, how many participants here? There are quite a number. Okay, as you can see here, the analysis for each questions. I can see question number 1 here, question number 3 here. This is the problem area that I need to focus more, maybe in the next lesson. Okay, question number 5 here looks very good. Okay, question number 3 here. So let's look at the question. So I can click here and I can see the questions. Okay, like many younger students, the majority of adults also dislike being in school. True or false? True or false? Actually, when you answer the question, you also get a feedback, right? You get a feedback, because I have prepared the feedback for the students so that they learn more why the answer is correct, why the answer is wrong. So you can see here when you click, when you answer the question, you get the feedback, right? That's the strength, that's the beauty, the power of Socrates that I like it very much. You can use Socrates before the online session, during the online session, after the online session for reinforcement, to check for the understanding and so on. And before the session, you can actually design a question to get the students to do before, then and put the feedback so that they can learn why the question is correct or incorrect. That's how learning can take place before even the classroom session. All right, folks, my friends, my colleagues, or wherever you are, I think that's probably enough. I don't want to extend the session longer. It's already about 90 minutes now. I think that's probably enough for this session. Perhaps I'm going to continue this another session to cover more interactive activities, give you more ideas, and cover different tools. Today, what we have covered, the first one, if you want to get interactive, go back to my slides here for a while. So I'm going to end the session shortly. So, all right. So basically, online class, some interactive learning, learning ideas, some interactive some ideas for interactive activities. Sorry. It can be as simple as asking questions, but to ask the right question, we need to learn about it. So again, the book, Thinking Through Quality Questioning, Deepening Student Engagement. I'm still learning myself, still reading this book. And you can get the students to simply respond on the chat there, or you can set up the Mentimeter session. So we have done that. Then we learned about how we can integrate the learning activities in the module. Mentimeter is one of the application you can use. Then the last one, we learned also about using the Google Doc as a collaborative learning activities, interactive learning activities. We actually try using Mentimeter to set up a debate between two groups. So these are actually very good activities for engagement, cognitive engagement, um, um, affective engagement, emotional engagement, and so on. And we use Mentimeter also for that purpose. And the third one, we use Google Doc. Google Doc we use just now for individual interactive learning activities for individual student. The debate is actually the group activities using Mentimeter. So we use Mentimeter, we use Google Doc, and finally we use Socrative. I think that's 3 applications. A few some ideas for learning activities, and most importantly, I share with you the book by Curtis Bong. Let me show you again the book. So I hope all of you, I will put the link down below the video. That one I will put it later. But basically, if I can show you again the module. Yeah, sorry, the book by Curtis Bong, you see on the screen there. Adding some tech variety, please download this book. It's very good book. Very good book. There are 100 plus activities, learning activities, online interactive learning activities you can use. Probably you will not be using all those activities because there are too many. So just choose and pick. And to me, I always say that great teachers are unpredictable. So if you have a lot of tools, a lot of tricks of the trade, a lot of tricks up your sleeve, every session will be unpredictable. Every session can be very exciting, and the students will always, curious and excited to join your session, which I hope you are too. Okay, so I guess that's about all for this session. Thank you so much for joining the session. And I'm going to do this again, maybe continuation of this topic, or maybe on different topic as well. There's so many different things I can share as far as making our online course more engaging, more interesting. It doesn't have to be 1 hour lectures, 1 hour PowerPoint. That's going to be very boring. But we need to have the elements of activities, the elements of engagement, and many other different things to make our online course more meaningful and more impactful. So with that, I would like to say thank you for your precious time with me this morning. The recorded video will be ready in a few minutes on YouTube. I'm going to share the link on Facebook and on other social media. By the way, I would like to invite you to join this Facebook group, Aspiring Young Academics, because this is where all the academics get together and we share a lot of things. I share a lot of things on this website. So I would welcome all of you. If you have not joined this group, please feel free to join, and please share also with your friends. Encourage them to join this group. And yes, another thing that don't forget, I would like to encourage you to also subscribe. subscribe. Oops, here. subscribe to my YouTube channel. This lady, this girl say subscribe. Okay, so when you subscribe to my channel, you'll be notified for any new video. Doctor, uh, yeah, yeah, I can see many of you here. I'm very glad. Okay, that's what all, folks, friends. Thank you so much, and see you again in next session. Thank you. Okay, let me end this session. Bye bye, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.